Hello, I'm Scott Bogey here with Shanelle Dyer ahead of her fight against Valentina Scatizzi at PFL Europe 3. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a long day of training. Did 3 sessions today, but the training camp's going well, feeling great. So I'm literally just chilling right now.
And how has your development been at Great Britain's top team?
Great Britain top team. I think is one of the best gyms, if not the best gym in the whole country. We come with like a lot of experience. Obviously, our head coach is Brad Pickett. He's a legend in the game. He's fought the top fighters in the whole world. And I had a PT with him today, and literally, it's so good to have someone that you could just pick their brain off.
Yeah,
Like I'm asking him stuff, and he's giving me stuff from experience that I've done this in this fight, I've done this in this fight. So you know everything that he's telling you is 100% correct. So I think is great to be around those type of people and all my training partners as well. Like second, I always say this to everyone. The second I walk through the doors, I'm inspired every single day. I'm surrounded by Bellator fighters, PFL fighters, UFC fighters, people making living and crazy money from the sport, and I want to be them every single day.
yeah, exactly. You have got a lot of people who are in Great Britain top team, like you said, Brad Pickett, and then also Nathaniel Wood, and a lot of high caliber fighters in there. Do you think that has helped you pick up your game to that next level?
100% because I came GB top team when I was transitioning from amateur to pro and the second I went to GB top team, I saw the level of professionalism which I needed to reach. Every day I went to the gym, I'm like, I need to get to that level. Every time I sparred people, they're showing me new looks. I had to get rid of a lot of my bad traits and bad habits when I was amateur because those things didn't work against the pro fighters and GB top team. I felt a lot of exposed, and that's why you need to be surrounded by people that will expose your weaknesses, expose stuff that you needed to get better. So I knew what to get better, being sparring these high level fighters.
And this is also your semi-final bout. In the last one, in the quarterfinal, you were got that stunning highlight reel knockout. How was that?
It was amazing. I remember telling everyone like the whole week that I'm gonna head kick KO, I'm gonna head kick KO. So I basically manifested. I said it. I kept saying it to myself and everyone else that I'm gonna head kick KO her, and it literally came into fruition. Like it was unbelievable. Like obviously you'll say the night before fight you go through like 100 million different types of scenarios, and
Yeah,
imagine for me the best scenario actually came into fruition. So I'm ecstatic. I literally watch the KO like every single day from like a third person view is like one of my favorite knockouts. It was so clean as well because what I liked about the fight, I didn't spam the head kick. I set it up beautifully and purposely. I probably could have ended the fight within like the first minute, to be fair, but I wanted a clean KO. I wanted to people to know that I could get a clean KO, and that's what I achieved.
exactly. And was there any bad blood going into that fight? I know on the way in she did push you.
Yeah, for me, it was all a bit. The whole fight was a bit hectic. Like seeing her all around the hotel, she was a bit quiet and timid and to herself. But in the way, she just tried to act up for some reason. Maybe a coach told her something. But not gonna lie, like I think that she lost the fight from the push. Do you know when someone pushes you and it's like there was no substance
Yeah,
to it? I said to my mind right then, I said, "There's no way that you're taking me down tomorrow. You lost the fight there." Like my fear factor basically eradicated from that push. I was like, there's no way you're beating me and getting me down on the Saturday night like that. I won the fight anyways. And I don't take fighting personally. I take it as a business. Everyone signs a contract to fight. I don't see anyone. I don't want to beat anyone personally. I just want to beat people on the business aspect. And for me, when I fight, I say it to a lot of people that nothing else exists. Like the crowd doesn't exist, time doesn't exist when I fight. When the cage door locks, nothing else exists in the open. Tomorrow doesn't exist, and yesterday doesn't exist. And if yesterday doesn't exist, then she never pushed me, and the same result was going to happen anyways.
exactly. And once you do get a victory in this fight, you'll go into the final in December in Lyon. Now, do you have anyone that you are wanting to face off, or are you just going to sit back, see who comes out, and then fight them?
I know a few girls in the tournament. I know literally everyone in the tournament. I'm not scared of anyone who I want to fight. So I'm not really like favoritizing like I want to rather this fight this person other than another person. I think I'll win regardless. The two Polish girls are fighting, so I'm interested in their fight. think it's going to be a great matchup. I think Paulina is a little bit more sharper, but a little bit more slower. And I think Carolina brings a bit more of the energy and hype and pushes forward. She's always in the war. So I think that would be a good fight. But I don't think they have anything for me much to worry. I'm not looking past my next opponent in Glasgow by all means, but I think I'm levels above these girls in the PFR, and you can see from my last knockout, and you're going to see in my next performance, and obviously in the finals when that show out.
And is the plan after you do get this title, is it to go up to the regular season next year?
Yeah, 100%. That's my plan. I'm kind of treating PFL Europe as not like a stepping stone, as like I'm gaining experience. I'm getting
Yeah.
the time. I'm fighting the goals I need to fight because I'm only 5 fights deep into my pro career. And for like people, especially in the in America, they're so experienced in that sense. So there's no point me jumping to that deep end. I'm taking every fight as it comes in PFL European season, get my weights, get my cage time, get my experience. So when I do go to the America season next year, then I'm gonna be on par, if not better than these guys, and 100% try to take the £1 million, $1 million next year.
And also, you do get the experience of the tournament format. It's not just like a normal contract within our company. You do know when you're fighting next. How do you find that format?
I think the PFR format is amazing. I think it's tailored for fighters like me and fighters that literally just want to fight. I come from a Muay Thai background, and in Muay Thai, we used to fight. I remember one time in 2019, I fought like 22 times in 1 year. And like, I
Yeah.
just wanted to fight. I remember I fought kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA. Even if you count jiu-jitsu comps, I probably even fought more than 22 times that year. So I just want to fight. And in PFL, you get to fight and you know when you want to fight. And I think that's pivotal, and it makes us better as fighters knowing when you're gonna fight. So they give me my 3 4 dates of the year that I'm fighting, and I know where when to go on holiday, and know when to start my fight camp, when to go on the low, when to chill, when to relax. So make sure those 3 or 4 points in the year, I'm at my best and I'm at my pinnacle, and there's no fault. I'm fighting on these type of dates. So I think the PFR format suits me really well.
And then obviously you were able to clinch the Cage Warriors Academy title when you were an amateur. Do you feel like one thing that is missing from Cage Warriors is that women's division? They do put on women's fights, but they don't have a title. They don't have that actual division for the pros.
Yeah, 100%. I think Hazel should have a female division. There's so many top level girls now, especially in the UK that's coming up. So they can literally make a strawweight division, flyweight, even bantamweight division. There's so many girls rooting for Hazel. So I think if they put a lot of time and energy, they can sign great girls, and they can have rankings, and they can have girls fighting for the belt. And if they do have a belt, then more girls will want to favor fighting for Cage Warriors if they have a roster of girls. I know a few girls, even me, don't want to fight for Cage Warriors because they don't have a roster of girls. So you don't want to fight and sign for a promotion that you're not 100% guaranteed a fight. Whereas Cage Warriors in the next few years, I know they're signing a lot more girls now, and they're putting a lot of time and energy and money into the girls division, that they're gonna come back with the belts. Because I know like Molly McCann and other female fighters, great fighters, Joanna, she won all they won the Cage Warriors bus, and they've gone on to do great
Yeah.
things. So they can keep doing that.
And like you were saying, there's a lot of girls in the UK scene who do want that division to happen. Like you, I was speaking to Kate Backett
Yeah.
ahead of her Invicta victory. She was wanting that division to be made. And then you also have people like Ruby Hudson, Emar Darcy, who are doing their thing,
Yeah.
and they're getting the victories. Do you feel like the women's MMA scene in the UK is just booming right now?
100%. I remember that few years I wasn't like girls. Obviously, we had that Molly McCann and Corey McKenna in the UFC, but those were like the only two girls basically that's paving the way. And obviously, they did pave the way for us girls, but there's a lot more girls coming from the come up. There's like younger girls as well, Jazzy Tyson, and other girls that they're killing the scene, and we're becoming exciting and great fighters, and people putting more attention into the female scene in the UK. And hopefully I'm trying to do my part as well, inspiring the next generation. They're definitely going to be better than me in a few years, so I'm trying to help pave the way in that aspect.
And I did hear that quite a few of your knockouts have been inspired by anime characters.
Yeah.
Have you got one specifically for this fight, or you're just gonna wait to see what happens?
Uh, I want to see. I'm excited to see what happens. I don't really know what's gonna happen. I kind of have a clue, but I know what I'm gonna do after the fight. My last fight, I went second gear for Luffy after my fight, but I know my celebration. What I'm gonna do after this fight. I don't want to give it away, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be sick.
well, that sounds great. And what was it that got you into the cage?
Um, when I was younger, I have five siblings, and like the area we grew up wasn't quite the best area, especially in London. London's like notorious with knife crime, and it's so easy to go down the right path if you don't
Yeah,
have any guidance. And like my dad, he was really sporty when he was younger as well, and he didn't get the opportunities to live out his dreams. So he wanted to bestow basically his dreams onto us and like try to find what we're good at. So he used to put us in so many different sports that I went from swimming to athletics. So I even did ballet and tap dance and everything, but nothing really stuck until I found fighting. And then fighting, it was just a challenge. And I just wanted to get better in it. And I fell in love with the community aspect. My friends, traveling up and down the country. I love traveling, meeting new people, obviously fighting. I was good at it. I was winning the majority of my fights, so winning belts and trophies. That was amazing. Feeling like a little celebrity in back in primary school. So I enjoyed it as a hobby type of thing. I never thought it would be a career until a few years ago. And look at me now.
exactly. And what do you feel like has been your most trickiest fight to date?
My trickiest fight. Oh, that's a good question. I think there's one fight that probably would have made or break me. I think it was my Cage Warriors Academy fight against Bezi Mahmoudi. I think that was my third MMA fight. I've only been doing MMA a year, and I remember my original opponent pulled out, so they gave me like I'm a world champion. She was like a purple belt, and she was like really good. I only done MMA for like less than a year, and I took the fight. I just remember being like, when you drown in a fight, and I think
Yeah,
I lost round two. I lost round one, lost round two. I was losing round three, and I was like, and I just hated every single aspect. I just kept getting taken down. I had to get back up, taken down, get back up. I just didn't want to be there. And I remember that last 10 seconds, I was just like, you know what? And just started throwing hands. And I ended up finishing her with 6 seconds left of the fight to go. And I actually won that fight. My third amateur fight, I actually beat basically the IMF world champion in the Cage Warriors Academy. And I remember saying to my coach after that fight, like, if I lost that fight, I probably would have quit MMA because I did not like it. But I won the fight, so I was excited after that.
yeah, exactly. And how do you deal with short notice opponents? Obviously, you are training a full camp for someone else, and then that suddenly cuts short, and you get that new opponent. How do you deal with that change?
Yeah, so when I do my fight camps, I try not to tailor 100% of my fight camps towards my opponent. Obviously, they have their traits if they're southpaw, orthodox, if they're predominantly a wrestler or striker or grappler. You see their main points, but I like to tailor my training, my fight camp training plans to myself, strengthening my strengths, getting my cardio up to point, and strengthening my weakness. Because obviously, in a fight, I want to counteract what they're doing, but my
Yeah,
main goal is to impose my will and get it to where I'm comfortable and I can let go and win the fight from that. So I like to focus a lot on myself in that aspect. So when I do have a change of opponent, I'm like, okay, cool. That's just like maybe 20% of what the fight camps change, but I still have the 80% I'm banking on. And I come from Muay Thai, and in Muay Thai, you literally, I used to do so much tournaments. You don't know who you're fighting until like literally get in the ring. And I've done the Four Nations as well. You don't know who you're fighting
yeah,
until the morning, so you don't have a game plan. And when I fight, I seem like especially in round one or round two, I grow in the fight. So like I judge them when I'm fighting. I'm like, okay, they bit to this fate, they do this well, they do this well. Then I start imposing my will. So I take it as it comes. I'm just happy I get a fight at the end of the day.
exactly. And like with what we're saying with Cage Wars, they do have that prize fighter tournament where they do have two fights in one night. Do you feel like that is something more organizations should adopt? It is exciting and it gives you more fights as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like my teammate Wesley Meyer, he fought in the
Yeah,
last one and he loved it. And I think Casewell's got such great reception from the prize fight tournaments. Like so many people from my gym, I know other gyms wants to do the prize fight. It's literally 2 fights in one day, and you get lots of money. Like that's any fighter's dream. Like if you love fighting, that's like what you want. Like 2 fights, 50K. That's like living the dream. So I think a lot more organizations should get on par in that.
Well, I'll let you get going now. I'll let you have the final word. Is there anything you're wanting to say or anyone you're wanting to shout out?
Yeah, so everyone tune in. I'll be live on the zone September 28th in Glasgow, PFL flyweight division semi-finals. I'll be taking on Valentina Scatizzi, so make sure you tune in. I don't think it'll go past round 2, but I'll put on the show regardless.
Exactly. Even if it does, you'll get that highlight reel knockout and it'll be worth it.
100%. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.